What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can automate a Google Ads agency using make.com. Let's get started. On Whimsical, I've outlined all the different processes for a Google Ads agency that we're going to automate in this video. The first process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is a lead capture process. Here, we'll create an automation that captures leads from our website using Typeform and add the leads to a board that we've created on Monday. We'll also create a scheduling link for the leads to auto schedule for a sales call. And then we'll proceed to send them the sales calls link via a welcome email and notify the sales team when the new lead is captured. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is a client onboarding process. Here, we'll create an automation that creates a contract on Panadoc and sends it to our clients for them to review and sign via an onboarding email. We'll also send them a Google Ads Manager access request. After automating the client onboarding process, the next process that we're going to automate for a Google Ads agency is an invoice and payment collection process. Here, we'll create an automation that generates and auto-sends an invoice upon project completion. We'll also send the client a payment reminder email if after the due date this invoice is still open. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is the Google Ads campaign creation process. Here, we'll create an automation that auto-generates ad copy variations using AI and syncs creatives from Google Drive to Google Ads library. After automating the process, the next process that we'll automate is keyword and competitor research process. Here, we'll create an automation that uses SEMrush to fetch keyword and competitor data and auto-stores keyword lists in a board on Monday for easy access. We'll also auto-send keyword research summaries to our team via Slack. The next process that we're going to automate for a Google Ads agency is a keyword expansion and discovery process, where we'll create an automation that extracts keyword suggestions and pushes them to a board on Monday. If a keyword has high search volume and relevance, we'll auto-add it to Google Ads. After automating the process, the next process that we're going to automate is a process that auto-writes ad copy, headlines, and call to actions. Here, we'll create an automation that writes ad copies, headlines, and call to action based on past high-performing ads. The next process that we're going to automate in this video is a multi-platform ad syncing process. Here, we'll create an automation that syncs Google Ads with social media platforms to create the same campaign on all platforms when added to Google Ads. After automating the process, the next process that we're going to automate is the client reporting process, where we'll create an automation that connects Google Ads to Google Data Studio or Looker to generate dynamic reports and send the automated reports via email. The last process that we're going to automate in this video for a Google Ads agency is a client review and testimonial collection process. We will create an automation that sends a review survey form to our clients via email after the project ends. We'll also create another automation that auto-stores the client feedback on Monday for future marketing content. So these are all the processes for Google Ads agency that we're going to automate in this video. We're going to start by automating the first process, which is the lead capture process. In Typeform, I've created a form that I've renamed to Google Ads Agency Lead Capture Form. This is the form that we're going to attach to our website for leads to fill in, give us their details. I've renamed our agency to Advantage Growth Agency. The first question that we're asking them is for them to enter their personal information over here, where they're going to enter their first name, last name, and their email address. The second question that we're asking them is, have you run Google Ads before? And here they're going to choose either yes or no options over here. The third question that we're asking them is, what's your monthly ad budget? Here they'll type in the answer here in numbers. Fourth question that we're asking them is, what industry are you in? Here they're going to choose either of these options over here. Fifth question that we're asking them is, what's your main goal with Google Ads? Here they're going to select one of these options over here. The sixth question that we're asking them is, what's your biggest challenge with digital advertising? Here they'll pick any of these options over here. The seventh question that we're asking them is, what service are you interested in? Here they're going to choose any of these options over here. The eighth question that we're asking them is, how soon are you looking to get started? Here they're going to choose either of these options over here. And the last question that we're asking them, would you like a free audit or a strategy call? Here they're going to choose yes or no options over here. After our leads fills in this site form, we're going to add the information to a board that I've created on Monday. So on Monday, I've created this board that I've named to Google Ads Agency Clients. Here's where we're going to add our leads or our clients. So we're collecting their full name, we are updating their status, we're also collecting their first name, last name, their email, if they have experience running Google Ads, their industry their business is in, their main goal, biggest challenge, the service that they're interested in, when they would like to start, and if they're interested in a free audit. To add our leads information that we captured on Typeform to our board on Monday, we'll create a simple automation on make.com. On Make, I've created a folder that I've renamed to Google Ads Agency. This is the folder that we're going to add all the automations, automating the processes for Google Ads Agency. On this folder, I'm going to click on Create a New Scenario. I've renamed our scenario to Add Clients Details to Monday via Typeform. Here, since we're capturing our leads using Typeform, I'm going to search for Typeform. And here, we're going to choose a watch response module. Here you can see we have two watch responses module, one with acid, the other one with instant and acid. The difference between the two modules is the one with acid only, you'll need to choose when you like to trigger the module, but the one with instant, it instantly triggers after the client submits the form. Since I like to choose when I would like to trigger our module, I'm going to choose the watch response module with acid. I'm going to choose my connection. I'm going to limit it to 1 and choose our form right here. Our form is called Google Ads Agency Lead Capture Form. Then here I'm going to click on Save. You can see it's asking me to choose where I would like to start. You can choose to start from now, since a specific date, all or choose manually. I'm going to choose Start from now and click on Save. Now, on Type Form, I'm going to click on Share so we can get the link of this form. Here, I'll copy the link to a form and open the link on a new tab. Here, we're going to fill in this form this time around as a client. So here I'm going to click on Start. And here we're going to enter personal information of an example client. So their first name could be Zach, last name Jones, the email could be zachjones@anex.com. I'm going to click on OK. Have you ran Google Ads before? You can say yes. What's your currently monthly ad budget? You can say $50,000 and click on OK. What industry are you in? You can say e-commerce. What's your main goal with Google Ads? Generate more leads. What's your biggest challenge with digital advertising? You can say low conversions. What service are you interested in? Google Ads management. How soon are you looking to get started? You can say ASAP. Would you like a free audit? Yes. I'm going to run this module and see if we've captured our client's information. Here you can see we captured our client's information right here. With the information right here, we can proceed to add them to our board on Monday. So here I'll add another module. Before we add them to our board on Monday, we're going to delay for a few seconds to give Typeform some time to populate the client's information. So I'll delay for 3 seconds and click on Save. And now we can proceed to add them to our board on Monday. So here I'll search for Monday and search for Create an Item module. Click on Create an Item. For the item name, we're going to add the first and last name of our client. So Zach space Jones. Here we're going to choose our board. It will be the Google Ads Agency Clients board. Group ID, I'm going to choose the clients list. And here, we're going to add values to our board on Monday with the client data that we captured using Typeform. So here I'll add an item and choose a column right here. I'm going to choose the biggest challenge column. And here we're going to add the value for the biggest challenge right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the email column. Here we're going to add the value for the email, choose this email right here. Another email is the text. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the first name column. We're going to add the value for the first name, then add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the free audit column. Add the value for the free audit right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the Google Ads experience column. Add the value for the column. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the industry column. Here, we're going to add the value for the industry. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the interested service column. Add the value right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the last name column. Add the value right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. My main Google Ads goal column. Add the value right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the start timeline column. Add the value right here. Add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the status column. Here we're going to label it. We can label these leads as intake. And here I'm going to click on save. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a scheduling link and send them via the welcome email. So here I'll search for Calendly. Click on Calendly, then click on create a scheduling link module. Like we did with Monday, you'll also need to create a connection between your Calendly account and Make by clicking on add, and here rename your connection, and click on save, and choose the account that you'd like to connect to Make on the new window that pops up. I'm going to close and choose the connection, my connection right here. Event count, I'm going to choose one, and choose the event type right here. So this will be a strategy session or a sales call event, and then I'm going to click on OK. I can rename this module to sales call link, and then click on OK. And now we can send our client the sales call link via welcome email. I'll rename our module to welcome email. On the email address, we're going to add our client's email address right here as the recipient. The subject line of this email could be on the lines of welcome to Advantage Growth. Let's scale your business. Content type, I'm going to choose plain text. And the content of this email could be on the lines of hi first name. We're adding our client's first name right here. Thank you for reaching out. We're excited to help you maximize your Google Ads performance and drive real results for your business. To kick things off, let's schedule a quick call to discuss your goals and how we can help. Book your free strategy call right here. Then we add in the booking URL from Calendly. On the call, we'll review your current advertising strategy, identify growth opportunities, and outline a custom action plan. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Best, Brandon, Advantage Growth. And here I'm going to click on Save. We can also notify our team via Slack of the new lead that we added to Monday. Now, I've renamed our module to Team Notification. I'm going to choose to enter the channel from a list. Channel type is going to be the public channel. Yeah, I'm going to choose the channel that our team is in, and we're going to send them this team notification. We're telling them, "Hi team, a new lead just came in. Check the CRM for their details and reach out ASAP. Review the lead's details in the CRM. Send a welcome email and schedule a call and follow up promptly to maximize conversion. Let's keep the momentum going." If automation works, I'm not going to fill in our form again. Instead, I'm going to choose to start from our previous submission. So I'll choose where to start and choose manually. Choose our previous submission and then click on Save. Now here, I'll run automation to test it. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here we got our leads information right here. We delayed for 3 seconds and added them to a board on Monday. Then we created a sales call link that we sent them via the welcome email right here with the subject line and this email content right here. And then we also sent the team notification via Slack that we added a new lead on our board on Monday. Now, when we go back to our board on Monday, you can see we added a new lead right here. The name is Zach Jones. Status is intake. Here's their first name, last name, the email address. They have experience running Google Ads. Here's the industry. The main goal is to generate more leads. The biggest challenge is low conversions. They're interested in Google Ads management. They would like to start ASAP and they're interested in a free audit. By creating the simple automation on Make, we've automated the first process, which is the lead capture process for Google Ads agency. Next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is a client onboarding process. Here, we'll create an automation that creates a contract on Panadoc and sends to our client for them to review and sign via an onboarding email. We'll also send them a Google Ads Manager access request. To automate the process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on Create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to Client Onboarding. Now, we're going to create a webhook that will be triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to onboard. So here I'm going to click on Custom Webhook. Then here I'm going to click on Add and rename our webhook to Client Onboarding. Then click on Save. I'm going to copy the link to our webhook, then click on Save. Then I'll run our webhook. Then on Monday, I'll click on Integrate. Here I'll click on More Integration. I'm going to click on Webhooks. Then I'd like to send a webhook when the status of one of our clients changes to something. So I'll use this as our template. I'll use another account and paste our webhook URL right here. Click on Connect. Since failed to communicate to the URL provided, we'll return this string using a webhook response. So on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. Then here, I'll add to curly braces. I'm going to write challenge right here and add our string. Click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook again. Then on Monday, I'll click on Connect. You can see our response ran successfully, so I'll delete it and run our webhook to test it. I will need to set it up first. So I'd like to send our webhook when the status of one of our clients changes to onboard. Then here I'm going to click on Create Automation. And I'm going to close it. And now we can change the status of one of our clients to onboard. You can see that our webhook is working properly because the client host status just changed. To get the rest of the information, I'm going to copy this false ID. And then here, I'm going to search for Monday. Then I'm going to search. And on Monday, I'm going to search for Get an Item module. Click on Get an Item. I'm going to choose my connection. For the ID, I'm going to add the pulse ID and choose our client's board right here. And then I'm going to click on OK. Now we can run this module and paste our pulse ID right here. And click on OK. You can see we're getting our client's information right here. The first name, last name, the email, and the rest of this information over here. Now, with our client's information, we can proceed to create a contract template that we're going to use to generate a contract for our clients. I'm going to use Panadoc to create a contract. On Panadoc, I'm going to click on Templates. And then here, I'm going to search for the document that we're trying to create, which is a contract. You can see different templates that we can use to generate a contract. I'm going to choose these template to generate our contract. Here I'm going to click on Add One Item. We'll rename our template to Google Ads Service Contract Template. And here, you can customize this contract to ensure that it's aligned with the services that you offer in your agency. You can also add images and logos, similar to the ones that you have on your website. Now, after customizing your contract template, click on create document. Here, give your document a name, then click on continue. See that our contract template was created right here. Now, on Make, I'm going to search for Panadoc. On Panadoc, I'm going to click on create a document module. You'll need to create a connection between your Make account and Panadoc by clicking on add here and renaming your connection right here, then clicking on save. On the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to Make. Since I had already created my connection, I'm choose my connection right here. Here, we're going to give our document a name. It's our client's contract. Then here, I'm going to choose our template that we just created. Choose this template right here. You'll add your information and your client's information over here. For example, you can add the client's email from Monday over here, the rest of the information. After adding your information and the client's information over here, click on save. And now we can test if our module works. So I'll run this module only. Here we can add an example like David, and then click on OK. Here you can see generated David's contract. And this is the idea of our document. So our module is working perfectly. I renamed this to create contract. And then click on OK. And now after creating our contract, we're going to download it and send it as a PDF document to our client. So on Panadoc, I'm going to click on download the document module. Here we're going to add a document ID, which is this ID right here. Then I'm going to click on save. I'll rename this to download contract and then click on OK. And now we can send this contract to our clients via an onboarding email. I'll rename our module to onboarding email. Here we're going to add our client's email address right here from Monday. Subject line of this email could be next step, contract, and Google Ad access. Content type, I'm going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of hi, first name. Excited to get started. Here, next step to kick off your Google Ads campaign. Number one, I'm going to review and sign your contract below. And here we're going to add the PDF document of our contract. Number two, grant us access to your Google Ads account. You'll receive a request from us shortly. Please approve it so we can manage your campaigns effectively. Once these steps are complete, we'll begin optimizing your ads for the best results. Let us know if you have any questions. Looking forward to working together. Best, Brandon, and then here I'm going to click on OK. Now to test if automation works, I'm going to run it. Then on Monday, I'll change the status of one of our clients to onboard. You can see that our automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to onboard. Here we got the information. Then we created a contract from our templates on Panadoc. And then we downloaded our contract on Panadoc. This is our contract right here that we're sending to our client via an onboarding email with the subject line and this email content right here with the contract as a PDF document right here. By creating this simple automation on Make, we've automated the client onboarding process for a Google Ads agency. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is the invoice and payment collection process, where we'll create an automation that generates an invoice, generates and sends an invoice to our client after a project is completed. We're also going to send a payment reminder email if after the due date our invoice is still open. To automate the invoice and payment collection process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to invoice and payment collection, and then we'll create a webhook that will be triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to send invoice. Here I'm going to click on custom webhook, then click on add. Now rename our webhook to invoicing webhook. Then click on save. Here I'll copy the link to our webhook, then click on save and run our webhook. On Monday, I'll click on integrate, click on more integration, and I'll click on webhooks. Here I'll use this as our template. I'll use another account and paste our webhook URL right here and click on connect. It says fail to communicate to the URL provided. We return this string using a webhook response. So on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. You'll add to call it braces. Write challenge right here. And add our string over here and click on save. Then I'll run our webhook. Then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see our response ran successfully, so I'll delete it and run our webhook to test it. But we'll need to set it up first. So I'd like to send our webhook on the status of one of our clients changes to send invoice. Then I'll click on create automation. To test it, I'll change the status of one of our clients to send invoice. And you can see that our webhook is working perfectly because the client whose status we just changed. To get the rest of the information, I'll copy this pulse ID. And here on Monday, I'll search for get an item module. Click on get an item. Here I'll choose my connection. For the ID, we're going to add the pulse ID right here and choose our board over here. I'm going to choose our board, which is a Google Ads agency client, and click on save. And here, I'm going to run this module by pasting our pulse ID right here. Click on OK. And then now here, you can see we're getting our client's information over here, like their first name, last name, email, and the rest of the information that they filled in over here. Now with the information, we can start the process of generating an invoice. I'm going to use Stripe as our payment provider, so I'll search for Stripe. Click on Stripe. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our customer on Stripe since these are new leads. Here we're going to add the description of our services. You can say it's Google Ads services. You can add the client's email over here. You can add their name, phone number, address, shipping address, and payment method ID if you have this information. Then click on Save. The next thing we're going to do is on Stripe, we're going to create a payment intent. Here we're going to add the amount that we're charging our clients for services, $2,000. The amount over here that you'll add will be in cents. So make sure you include 2 extra zeros. Currency, we're going to use the USD as our currency. You can add Google Ads services as our description, the description of our services. Add the client's email over here for Monday. And then here, you can confirm this payment intent immediately, choose a payment method, add the customer ID right here, payment method, shipping address, and all these other information right here. Since this is just an example, I'm going to click on Save. And now we can create an invoice. So on Stripe, I'm going to search for invoice. Click on Create an Invoice. The customer ID, we're going to add the customer ID after we created our clients on Stripe. Here you can either choose to charge them automatically or to send them an invoice. If you choose the collection method to send an invoice, you need to add days until due. For example, we can add 3 days. You can add the description of our services, which is Google Ads services. Then here I'm going to click on Save. And then after creating our invoice, we can finalize the draft invoice. So on Stripe, I'm going to search for finalize the draft invoice. We're going to add the invoice ID, which is this ID right here. And then click on Save. We can send our invoice to our clients via email. I'll choose my connection right here. The email address, we're going to add our client's email address on Monday. Right here. Subject line of this email could be on the lines of your invoice from Advantage Growth. Content type, we're going to choose plain text. The content of this email could be on the lines of hi, first name. Your invoice for our services is ready. You can review and complete the payment using the link below. And here we're going to add the invoice URL. This payment ensures we can move forward smoothly with your campaign setup and optimization. If you have any questions about the invoice or payment process, feel free to reach out. We're happy to help. Thank you for your business, and we're excited to start driving great results for you. Yes, Brandon, and then I'm going to click on Save. Now, after creating our invoice, we can also send our client a payment reminder email if after the due date our invoice is still open and hasn't been paid. To do that, the first thing we're going to do is on tools, we're going to set a date variable. I'm going to name our variable to date. Here we're going to add the variable value. And then on date and time, we're going to add now and click on Save. So the first thing we're going to do is on the due date, we're going to search for our invoice. So here I'm going to click on the Search Invoices module, add the customer ID right here, which is this ID over here. Status, we'd like our invoice to be open. Collection method, we're going to choose charge them automatically. Limit it to 1, then click on Save. So we like to search for our invoice on the due date. So here, I'll set up a filter and label it to due date. And the condition, we can say that the date should equal to, and choose the date time operator, and then should be equal to the due date. So if it's the due date, we're going to search if our invoice is open. If our invoice has been paid, we're not going to send a payment reminder email. Now, if our invoice is still open, we're going to send a payment reminder email to our clients. Rename our module to payment reminder email. And here, we're going to add our client's email from Monday as a recipient. So this email right here. Subject line of the email could be in the lines of friendly reminder, payment due for Advantage Growth. Content type, we're going to choose plain text. The content of this email could be in the lines of hi, first name. Just a quick reminder that your payment is due. You can complete it using the link below. Here we're going to add our invoice URL. If you've already made the payment, feel free to disregard this. Otherwise, let us know if you have any questions or need any assistance. We appreciate your prompt attention and look forward to moving forward with your campaign. Best, Brandon. And here I'm going to click on Save. We'd like to send this email 1 day after the due date. So here we'll set up a filter and label this to payment reminder. The first condition we're going to set up is that the amount due has to exist. And then we can set up another filter and say that the date will equal to, then here we're going to search for the date time operator. And then we'd like to send this email 1 day after the due date. So on date and time, I'm going to click on add days. Here we're going to add the due dates. This is due date right here. We're going to send it 1 day after the due date, then click on Save. To test if automation works, I'm going to run it and change the status of one of our clients to send invoice. So you can see that automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to send invoice. Then we got our client's information, created them on Stripe, created a payment intent, created an invoice, and finalized the draft invoice. and send the invoice to our client via the invoice email. Now, after the due date, we're going to search if our invoice has been paid. If our invoice is still open, we're going to send our client the payment reminder email 1 day after the due date. So by creating this simple automation on Make, we've automated the invoicing and payment collection process for Google Ads agency. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is the Google Ads campaign creation process. Here, we'll create an automation that auto-generates ad copy variations using AI and syncs creatives from Google Drive to Google Ads library. To automate this process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on Create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to Google Ads campaign creation. We're going to use the client data that they filled in on our form and add it to our board on Monday over here to generate ad copy for our clients. So on automation, I'm going to search for Monday, and here I'm going to search for the list board items module. Then click on the list board items. I'm going to choose my connection. Can limit this to 1 instead of 25, and choose our board right here. I'm going to choose our agency clients board, and here I'm going to choose the columns that I would like to output. The first column that I would like to output is the biggest challenge. You can also output the industry the business is in. You can also output the services they're interested in, the main goal. So these are the columns that I would like to output, and then here I'm going to click on save. We can run this module and see if we're going to output our data. You can see we've outputted our data right here. So we're going to generate ad from this client information right here. We're going to use AI to generate the ad copies. So here I'll add another module, and then here I'm going to search for Google Gemini, and then here I'm going to click on create a completion. For the AI model, I'm going to choose the latest AI model, which is Gemini 2.0, and here I'll add an item. I'm going to choose a role for the model, and then for the message type, I'm going to choose text. Prompt of the model role could be in the lines of your intelligent writing assistant. I'll add an item, choose a role. I'm going to choose the role of the user. I'll add an item. Here I'll choose the message type as text and add the prompt for the user role. I've renamed our module to ad copy generator, and here I've added the prompt for the role of the user, where the prompt is on the lines of generate multiple variations of high converting Google Ads copy based on the following details. We're including the industry our clients is in, the main goal, biggest challenge, interested service, and their start timeline. We're also telling the AI to output only the ad copy with no explanations, descriptions, or additional text. Provide at least 3 variations for each ad component, headlines, and descriptions. Ensure that the copy is concise, compelling, and optimized for engagement using strong CTAs and addressing the client's challenges. Here I'm going to click on save, and now we can test if our module will generate 3 ad variations for us. To do that, I'll run our automation. You can see that our AI tool generated for us 5 different ad copy variations right here. It's giving us headline variations and description variations right here. You can tweak the prompt, generate the ad variations that you like. Yeah, so all you have to do is just come and tweak the prompt right here, then run it and see if it's going to generate exactly what you're looking for over here. But since this is just an example, I'm going to proceed and add these variations to a Google Docs file. So here I'm going to search for Google Docs. I'm going to click on create a document. Here we're going to give our document a name, and here we're going to add the content, adding the results that we generated using our tool. Here we're going to choose the document's location. You can choose to add to our clients folder, and then here I'm going to click on OK. Here we can rename this to add copy variations, and then click on OK. For creating our copy variations, we can send the copy variation to our team for them to review. We're going to send the copy variation documents to our team via Slack. So I'll search for Slack, click on Slack, then here, click on create a message. Here we're going to select our channel from the list. Channel type will be either public or private. And here I'm going to choose the channel that our team is in. And we can send them this notification right here where we're telling them, hi team, here's the link to the ad copy variations for, and here we can add our client's first name here. So on this module, you can also choose to output the client first and last name. So you can add the name over here. And then we can add the document right here where we added the ad copy variations. Please review and share any feedback by tomorrow. Before we proceed with the implementation, let me know if you have any questions. Best, Brandon. And here I'm going to click on OK. Now we can just output the first and last name. So we can have the client's information. And then click on save. Here we can run it again. Here you can see the ad variation that we generated using our tool. We generated both the headline and description variations over here. Then we added the ad variations to our document over here and notified our team of the variations via Slack. We're telling the team here's the link to the ad variations for this client. Here's the document link. Please review and share any feedback by tomorrow. Now, on automation, we wanted to sync creatives from Google Drive to Google Ads library. You can choose to set that up here or wait after the team has reviewed the ad copy variations. If you wanted to just include over here, you could wait for a few days. For example, we can set a date variable here, give it a name of date, give it a value of now. Now, click on save, and then here we're going to source our document from Google Drive. So I'll search for Google Drive, then click on search for files and folder. Then here, we're going to choose the folder that we like to search our creatives. You can say that in the clients folder, you can retrieve files, perform a full text search. And here, you can say maybe we're looking for add creatives. You can limit it to however number of creatives you have in your folder. Click on OK. Here, I'll rename our module to Google Ads Creatives. Here, we're going to search for Google Ads Campaign Management. And here, we're going to click on Make an API Call Module. We can rename this to Upload Creatives to Ads Library over here. So here, we are getting the Ad Creatives from our clients folder, and then we're making an API call on our Google Ads Campaign Management module to upload the creatives to our Google Ads library over here. By creating this simple automation on Make, we've automated the Google Ads campaign creation process for Google Ads Agency. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads Agency is the keyword and competitor research process, where we'll create an automation that uses SEMrush to fetch keywords and competitor data and auto-stores keyword list in a board on Monday for easy access. We'll also auto-send keyword research summaries to our team via Slack. To automate the keyword and competitor research process, on our Google Ads Agency folder, click on Create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to Keyword and Competitor Research. And here, we're going to create an automation that uses SEMrush to fetch keywords and competitor data and sell the keywords to a board on Monday. So this is the tool that we're going to use to collect keywords of our competitors. To automate this process, on Make, I'll search for SEMrush. Click on SEMrush. And here, we're going to get organic search keywords. So we'll input the keywords of our competitors over here on SEMrush. And then after searching the keywords of our competitors, we'll proceed to add the keywords to a board that we've created on Monday. On Monday, I'll search for Create an Item module. And this is the board that we're going to add our keywords. So on Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to Google Ads Agency Keywords. Here's where we're going to add our competitors' keywords. After adding the keywords to our board on Monday, we can generate a summary of the keywords using AI. I'll search for Gemini and click on Create a Completion module. I'll rename our module to Keyword Research Summaries and click on OK. And here we can add the prompt for the role of the model and the user. For the role of the model, we're telling the AI that you're an intelligent writing assistant. The prompt for the user, we're telling the AI that it should analyze the keyword research data and provide a summary that includes top-performing keywords, keywords driving the most traffic, paid versus organic keyword distribution, any gaps or missed opportunities we can target, common themes across competitors' keywords. And here we add in the competitor keywords data. So you can choose to add the keyword, position, previous position, position difference, search volume, number of results, CPC, competitor, traffic cost, trends, keyword difficulty, and times out. So the AI will use all these competitor keyword data to generate the keyword research summaries so we can send to our team via Slack. So we're telling the AI to summarize the insights in a clear, actionable way, focusing on opportunities for Google Ads strategy. And I'm going to click on Save. And now we can send the summaries to our team via Slack. I've renamed our module to Team Notification. You're going to select the channel from the list. Type of channel will be the public channel. Here I'm going to choose our channel that our team is in. And we can send them this notification here. We were telling them, hey team, we've completed the latest keyword research and I wanted to share the key takeaways with you. This will help guide our strategy for both Google Ads and SEO. Key insights, top performing keywords we should prioritize, long tail opportunities with strong intent, competitor keyword analysis and areas to outperform them, paid versus organic keyword insights to refine our approach, gaps and untapped we can leverage. And here we're going to add the link to the summaries, which will be the results we generate from our AI module. Then we're concluding these notification by telling our team to take a look at it and let's discuss how we can use these insights to optimize our campaigns. Let me know if you have any questions, best advantage, growth, and I'm going to click on save. On this module, we are searching for competitor keywords, then adding the keywords to our Monday, then generating keyword research summaries using AI, and sending the summaries to our team via Slack. So by creating this simple automation on Make, we've automated the keyword and competitor research process for a Google Ads agency. The next process that we're going to automate in this video, where we'll create an automation that extracts keyword suggestions and pushes them to a board on Monday. If a keyword has a high search volume and relevance, we'll auto-add it to Google Ads library. To automate the keyword expansion and discovery process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to keyword expansion and discovery. We're going to use this tool called data for SEO instead of here. Then on this tool, we're going to get keyword suggestions. So this is a module that we're going to use to get keyword suggestions. If the keyword has high search volume, we'll add it to our Google Ads library. Here, I'll add another module. And then flow control, I'll click on iterate. You can choose to iterate our tasks. Click on save. And then now here, on data for SEO, we're going to get Google search volume. And then if the keyword has high search volume, we're going to add it to a board that we've created on Monday. So on Monday, you can create a board similar to this one where you'll add the keyword suggestions. So instead of keyword list, now you'll rename the group to keyword suggestions. First of all, on flow control, we can create a router. We'll create two routes. Here we can choose to break. So if the keyword has low search volume, we'll choose to do nothing. So here I'll choose to ignore. Here. Then if the keyword has high search volume, on Monday, we'll add the keywords to a board that we've created on Monday. So on Monday, I'll search for create an item module. Click on create an item. Here, you'll choose a connection, add an item name, choose the board that you'd like to add the keyword. Over here, group ID, choose a group ID right here. And then after adding the keyword with high search volume to a board on Monday, we can add the keyword to our Google Ads campaigns. So yeah, I'll search for Google Ads campaign management. Here we can get a specific campaign that we'd like to add our keywords. The automation right here, we are searching for keyword suggestions on data for SEO tool. Then we're iterating our array and getting the search volume of the keyword. Then if the keyword has a high search volume, we're adding it to a board of Monday and then adding it to our campaign. And then if the keyword has a low search volume, we're going to ignore it. Now here you'll set up a filter to ensure that we're only adding keywords with high search volume right here. By creating this simple automation right here, we'll have automated the keyword expansion and discovery process for Google Ads agency. The next process that we'll automate in this video is a process that writes ad copy, headlines, and CTAs based on past high-performing ads. To automate writing ad copies, headlines, and call to actions from past high-performing ads, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to auto-write ad copy, headlines, and call to actions. Now, this automation is going to be similar to the fourth automation that we created in this video, where the only difference is we are going to list successful ads that we've run before. On Monday, you're going to have a new board where you've added the high-performing ads. So here we're going to list out our successful ads that we've run previously. And then here, we're going to list the high-performing ads. So I'll search for Monday, and on Monday, I'll list both items. I'm going to choose my connection, limit it to 1, and choose our board right here. You can choose to output first column right here, which will be our ads. And choose to add the ads information that we're running for our clients. So you can add the headlines, the copy, the creatives right here. You can choose to list those columns right here. So the first column that you're listing could be the headline, the call to action, creative, and the creatives right here. And then after listing the copy, the headlines, and the call to action of previous ads, you can use AI to generate new copies, headlines, and call to actions from the previous ad copy, headlines, and call to action of the ads that we ran previously. I'm going to use Gemini to generate ad copy, headlines, and call to actions, previous high-performing ads that we ran for our clients. And then after we've generated the new copies, headlines, and call to actions, we can add the copies, headlines, and call to actions to our Google Docs file. So on Google Docs, I'll click on create a document, and you can add the content right here that we generated it. We can store this document to our folder. Right here, let's say our files folder, then click on save. Here we can rename this to, we can rename the ad copy, headlines, and CTAs doc. Now, after we've generated this document, we can send it to our team for them to review the new copies, headlines, and CTAs via Slack. Here, I've renamed our module to team notification. Here, we're going to choose our channel from the list, then choose our channel that our team is in. And here we can send them this notification where we're telling them, hi team, here's the link to the ad copy, headlines. Here's the link to the new ad copy, headlines, and CTA variations. And we're adding our document right here. Please review and share your feedback by tomorrow before we proceed with the implementation. Let me know if you have any questions. Best, Brandon. And I'm going to click on save. For example, on our board, on our Google Ads board, where we're listing our high-performing ads. After we've listed our ads, we can also add the ad copy, the headline, and the call to action of the high-performing ad. On our list board items, we're going to output the call to actions, the headlines, and the ad copy of the high-performing ads. Now, for the model role, we're telling the AI that you're an intelligent writing assistant. In the role of the user, we're telling the tool to generate multiple variations of high-converting Google ad copies, headlines, and call to actions from these previous high-performing ads data. And here we're going to add the ad copies, headlines, and CTRs of previous ads that we outputted from our Monday module. And then we're telling the tool to output only the ad copies, headlines, and call to action with no explanation, description, or additional text. Provide at least 3 variations of each ad component. Ensure the ad copies, headlines, and call to action are concise, compelling, and optimized for engagement and are addressing the client's challenges. And then after we generate the ad copies, headlines, and call to actions, we're going to add them to a Google Docs file that we're going to send to our team via Slack for them to review the new ad copies, headlines, and call to actions. So by creating this simple automation on Make, we'll have automated the process of generating new ad copies, headlines, and call to actions for a Google ad agency. The next process that we're going to automate in this video is a multi-platform ad syncing process, where we'll create an automation that syncs Google Ads with social media platforms to auto-create the same campaign on all platforms when added to Google Ads. To automate the multi-platform ad syncing process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to multi-platform ad syncing process. Since we are syncing Google Ads with social media platforms, we're going to start by finding the campaign that would like to extract the creatives. On Google Ads campaign management module, here, we're going to get the specific campaign with the creative we would like to post on social media platforms. And then with the campaign, we're going to perform an API call, where we'll download the creative so we can get it and post it on social media platforms. So on our Google Ads campaign management module, I'll click on make an API call. And then here, I'll search for the HTTP module. Click on HTTP. Here we're going to get a file. You can get the file after we made the API call right here. And then I'm going to click on OK. Now here, I'm going to search for flow control and click on router. And we can post it on 4 social media platforms. Or the files we can post it on Facebook. So I'll search for Facebook. Click on Facebook page and click on create a post with photos. So here you'll need to create a connection between your Facebook page and make.com. And here you can choose the page that you'd like to post the creative. This is the file that we're going to post, and click on save. Click on it twice so it accepts. You can do the same with Instagram. Click on Instagram, then here we'll create a photo post. You can do the same with LinkedIn. Click on LinkedIn. Yeah, we're going to create a user image post. Lastly, we can post on Twitter. Click on Twitter, then click on the previous version and click on upload media. Like we did with like you're going to do with the other modules, you'll choose a post that you like to. You'll get a file that you like to post. Click on save. Sometimes click on it twice, and now we can post it on Twitter. So yeah, I'll click on create a post module. After we've run a campaign, we get the campaign right here. Download the creative, get the creative, and post the creative on our social media platforms right here. I'm not going to connect this module since I'm not running any Google Ads. Here's how I will automate the entire process, where we're getting the campaign, downloading the creative, then we're getting the creatives, and then posting the creatives on the various social media platforms right here. So by creating this simple automation on Make, we'll have automated the multi-platform ad syncing process for Google Ads agency. The next process that we're going to automate for Google Ads agency is the client reporting process, where we'll create an automation that connects Google Ads to Google Data Studio or Loca to generate dynamic reports and send the automated reports to our clients via email. To automate the client reporting process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. Here, to send client reports of their ads, I'm going to search for Google Ads reports. And then here, we're going to run a campaign report. And then after running on a campaign report, we'll create a report using Looker Studio. So on Looker Studio, I'm going to click on New Response to create reports using Looker Studio. Now we can send the reports to our client via email. So here I'll search for email and click on Send an Email module to get our client's data so we can send them the report via email. Here, I'm going to search for Monday, search for list boards items. Click on list boards items. You can use this as our trigger, connect it right here. Limit it to 25. Choose our client's board right here. And here we can enter our client's information, their email, their first name and last name. And here we can click on save. Now with our client's information, we can send them this email right here. So I rename this to client reporting email. And then click on OK. So the client of the email could be on the lines of your automated performance report is ready. Content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be on the lines of hi first name. Your latest performance report is ready. We've compiled key insights and metrics to keep you updated on your campaign progress. Inside, you'll find your ad performance breakdown, keyword rankings and opportunities, conversion insights and optimization, recommendations for next steps. And here you can view your report right here. This report is generated dynamically and will be sent to you automatically on reporting frequency. So here you can add the date. Let us know if you have any questions. Yes. Advantage growth. I'm not going to test this since I'm not running any Google Ads campaigns, but this is how I will set up an automation that sends clients their Google Ads reports. By creating this simple automation on Make, you'll have automated the client reporting process for Google Ads agency. The last process that we're going to automate in this video is the client review and testimonial collection process, where we'll create an automation that sends a Typeform review survey via email to our clients after the project ends. We'll also create another automation that restores the client feedback on Monday for future marketing content. To automate the client feedback collection process, on our Google Ads agency folder, I'll click on Create a New Scenario. I'll rename our scenario to Client Feedback Collection. And here, we'll create a webhook that will be triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to request feedback. So here I'll click on Custom Webhook. Here I'll click on Add. And then I'll rename our webhook to Client Feedback. Then here I'll click on Save. Here I'll copy the link to our webhook, then click on Save, and then I'll run our webhook. And then on Monday, I'll click on Integrate, click on More Integrations. I'll click on Webhooks. Here I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account and paste the webhook URL right here. Click on Connect. This failed to communicate to the URL provided. Here I will return this challenge string using a webhook response. So I'll add another module. And on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. Yeah, other two called braces. And I'll write challenge right here. Then I'll add our string. Then click on save. And then I'll run our webhook again. And then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see our webhook response ran successfully. I'll delete it and run our webhook to test it. But we'll need to set it up first. So I'd like to send a webhook in the status of one of our clients changes to request feedback. Then I'll click on create automation. To test our webhook, I'll change the status of one of our clients to request feedback. You can see our webhook is running perfectly. And we got the specific client whose status we just changed. To get the rest of the information, I'll copy this pulse ID. And here, on Monday, I'm going to search for get an item module. Click on get an item. I'm going to choose my connection. For the ID, we're going to add the pulse ID right here. Choose our client's board. Choose this board right here, and I'm going to click on save. It will run this module and paste our pulse ID right here and click on OK. Now here you can see we're getting our client's information right here. Now with the information, we can get a survey form that we've created on Typeform and send it to them via email for them to fill in and give us feedback on those services. On Typeform, I've created a feedback survey form that I've renamed to Google Ads Agency Client Feedback Survey Form. This is the form that we're going to attach to our email and send it to our clients for them to fill in and give us feedback on our services. So on this form, we're asking our clients a series of questions. The first question that we're asking our clients is to fill in their personal information right here, where they're going to fill in their first name, last name, and their email address right here. Second question that we're asking them is, were you satisfied with our services? Here they're going to choose yes or no options over here. The third question that we're asking them is, are you likely to recommend our services to others? Here they're going to choose the yes or no options over here. Fourth question that we're asking them is, did we communicate well throughout the project? Here they'll type in the answer right here. The fifth question that we're asking them is there anything else you would like to share about your experience with our services? And here they're going to type in the answer right here. And the last question that we're asking them on this form is, do you have any suggestions for improving our services? Here they're going to type in their answer right here. Now you can choose to customize the questions and make the questions more personalized to the clients for them to give you a concrete feedback on your services. But for that, I'm going to use these as our examples. Now here, I'm going to click on share on the link to form. I'll copy the last part of our link, which is the unique ID of this form. And then on automation, I'll search for Typeform. Click on Typeform. I'm going to click on get a form module. We're going to paste the ID that we just copied, the unique ID right here. Then here I'm going to click on OK. Now we can run this module and see if we're going to get our form. You can see we're getting our form right here. It's a client feedback survey form. And this is the link that we're going to add to our email and send it to clients for them to fill in our form. I'll rename this to client feedback survey form. And then I'm going to click on OK. And now we can send our form to our clients via email. Name our email module to client feedback email. Yeah, we're going to add our client's email address as the recipient from Monday. Here. Subject line of this email could be on the lines of thank you. We'd love your feedback. Content type, I'm going to choose plain text. The content of this email could be on the lines of hi first name. We truly appreciate the opportunity to work with you and would love to hear your thoughts on our services. Your feedback helps us improve and continue delivering the best results. And here we're going to link our form over here. This is the link that we're going to add here. It only takes a minute and your insights means a lot to us. If there's anything we can do to enhance your experience, feel free to let us know. Thank you for trusting us. We look forward to continuing our work together. Yes, Brandon. And I'm going to click on save. Now to test if automation works, I'll run it. And on Monday, I'll change the status of one of our clients to request feedback. You can see that automation ran successfully. Triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to request feedback. Then we got our client's data. We also got our feedback survey form that we created on Typeform. Then with the client's data, we're sending them the client feedback survey form via the client feedback email. This is the subject line of the email. And this is the email content with the feedback form link attached to the email. Now we can also create another automation that captures our client feedback and adds the feedback to a board on Monday. On Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to client Google Ads Agency Client Feedback Board. This is the board that we're going to add our client's feedback. Here we're going to add our client's full name, the first name, last name, the email, if they're satisfied, if they recommend our agency, if our communication was excellent, the experience, and any suggestion that they may have for our agency. Automate capturing our client feedback and adding the feedback to a board on Monday. On our Google Ads Agency folder, click on Create a New Scenario. Rename our scenario to Add Client Feedback to Monday.com via Typeform. Since we're capturing our client feedback via Typeform, I'm going to search for Typeform. I'm going to click on the watch response module. I'm going to choose my connection, limit it to 1, and choose our client feedback form right here. Choose this form. Then I'm going to click on Save and choose to start from now. Right here. Then on Typeform, I'm going to copy the link to our form and open it in a new tab. I'm going to fill in our form this time around as a client. So I'll click on Start. Now we can add the first and last name for an example client. So their first name could be Richard, last name Patrick, and the email could be richpatrick@anex.com. I'm going to click on OK. Are you satisfied with our services? Yes. Are you likely to recommend our services to others? Yes. Do you communicate well throughout the project? The communication was excellent. I'm going to click on OK. Is there anything else you would like to share about your experience with our services? This is the best agency, the digital marketing space, and click on OK. Do you have any suggestions? So the response could be no. Working with you was seamless and smooth. And here I'm going to click on Submit. Now, here I'm going to run our module and see if we've captured our client's data. Here, you can see we captured our client's information right here. We got their first name, last name, the email address, and the feedback that they submitted in our form. Now, with their feedback, we can proceed to add the feedback on our board on Monday. So, before we add the feedback on Monday, we can delay for a few seconds to give Typeform some time to populate our client's information. I'm going to click on Save, and then now we can add their feedback to our board on Monday. So, on Monday, I'm going to search for Create an Item module. Click on Create an Item. I'm going to choose my connection. For the item name, we're going to add the first and last name of our client. And then here for the board ID, we're going to choose the client feedback board. Right here. Group ID, I'm going to choose the client feedback list. And here, we're going to add values to our columns on our board with the client feedback data that we captured on Typeform. So here, I'll add an item, choose the column. I'm going to choose the communication column and add the value for the communication right here. Here, I'll add another item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the email column. Add the value for the email address, or we'll add our client's email address right here. Add an item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the experience column. Add the value for the experience. Right here, add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the first name column. Add the value for the first name. which will be Richard. Add an item, choose a new column, and choose the last name column. Add the value for the last name right here, which is Patrick. And then I'll add an item, choose a new column, and choose the recommendation column. And then I'll add another item. And then here we can add the value for the recommendation column. Then I'll add an item, choose a new column, and choose the satisfaction column. And here I'll add the value for the satisfaction column, add a new item, choose a new column, and choose the suggestions column. You will add the value for the suggestions here. And then I'm going to click on save. After we've added our client feedback to our board on Monday, we can send a thank you email to our clients for filling out our form. Yeah, I've renamed our email module to thank you email. We're going to add our client's email address as the recipient. Subject line of this email could be in the lines of thank you for your feedback. Content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of hi, first name. Here we added their first name on platform. We really appreciate you taking the time to share your feedback. Your insights help us improve and ensure we continue providing the best possible service. If there's anything else you'd like to share, or if you ever need assistance, do not hesitate to reach out. We're always here to help. Thanks again for being a valued part of Advantage Growth. We look forward to achieving great results together. Where's Brandon? And now, to test if automation works, I'm not going to fill in our form again, but instead I'm going to choose to start from our previous submission that we just did. Choose the submission right here, click on save, and run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here we captured our client's information right here, delayed for a few seconds, and added their feedback to our board on Monday. And then we send them thank you email right here, the subject line, and this email right here. On our client feedback board on Monday, you can see we added a new client right here with their feedback. So here we added their full name, here's their first name, last name, the email address. You can see they were satisfied. They will recommend our agency to others. They're saying the communication was excellent. For the experience, they're saying this is the best agency in digital marketing space, and they have no suggestions for us because working with us was seamless and smooth. By creating these two automations right here on Make, we've automated the client review and testimonial collection process for a Google Ads agency. For all the processes for a Google Ads agency that we automated in this video, the automation that we created in this video was an automation that captures our leads information via Typeform and adds the information on our board on Monday. This automation also creates a sales call scheduling link and sends the link to our leads via welcome email. We're also notifying our team via Slack of the new leads that we just added on Monday. The second automation that we created was a client onboarding automation. This automation creates a contract on Panadoc and downloads it and sends it to our clients via an onboarding email. The third automation that we created was an invoice and payment collection automation. This automation generates a Stripe invoice and sends it to our client via an invoice email. After the due date has passed and our invoice is still open, we're going to send our client a payment reminder email reminding them to clear the invoice. The fourth automation that we created in this video was a Google Ads campaign creation automation. This automation automatically generates ad copy variations using AI and adds the variations to a Google Docs file. And then we are sending the ad copy variation to our team via Slack for them to review the ad copies. The fifth automation that we created in this video was a keyword and competitive research automation. With this automation, we are searching for keywords and adding the keywords to our keywords board on Monday. Then we are generating keyword research summaries and sending the summaries to our team via Slack. The sixth automation that we created in this video was a keyword expansion and discovery automation. With this automation, we are getting keyword suggestions and the search volume of the keywords. And if the keywords have high search volumes, we are adding the keywords to a board on Monday and adding the keywords to a campaign, to a Google Ads campaign. The seventh automation that we created in this video was an automation that generates ad copies, headlines, and call to actions using AI from the previous high-performing ads. Then we're adding the new ad copy, headlines, and call to action variations to a Google Docs file and sending the document to our team for them to review the new variations. The eighth automation that we created in this video was an automation that syncs Google Ads campaigns with our social media platforms. So here we're getting the campaigns and getting the creatives and then posting the creatives to our social media platforms. The ninth automation that we created in this video was a client reporting automation where we are generating a Google Ads report and sending the report to our client via email. The 10th automation that we created in this video was a client feedback collection automation. Here, we are getting a client feedback survey form that we created on Typeform and sending the form to our client via the client feedback email. And the last automation that we created in this video was an automation that captures the client feedback that they filled in after we sent them this form via email. And then we're capturing their feedback and adding the feedback to a board on Monday. And then we're sending them a thank you email, thanking them, filling out our form, and giving us feedback on our services. These were all the automations that we created in this video, automating processes for Google Ads agency. If you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. And if I land in your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire system or automation on make.com from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.